Welcome to A Perfect Place to Start. I'm Catherine, and on this channel we do home decor and DIY projects. For today's video I went thrifting and I want to show you how to use thrifted items to create a tiered tray. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, I hope that you stick around and watch to the end, and if you're happy, you like and subscribe. So our first project today is this Victorian Girl, and this was a really simple project. I picked her up, I just wiped her off with a cloth, and then I used some white Rust-Oleum spray paint to give her a much needed new look. And I think she turned out absolutely beautiful. Sometimes spray paint is all you need to create a brand new look. For project number 2, we're going to create this mosaic bottle, and I picked this up at the Goodwill for $1.99. I went outside and I sprayed it with some white spray paint and then some blue spray paint, and I will list those colors down in the description box, but I didn't wait for the white paint to dry before I sprayed it on the blue paint, so it gives it kind of a marbled look. And then I'm going to go back over it with some of my white chalk paint from Folk Art. I love the way that it looks. It gives it kind of an ombre look throughout the entire bottle. Then I'm taking some of this leftover placemat that I had. If you saw my video a couple weeks ago, it was with the placemats. This was just a piece that was left over. I tore it up, and then I took some fabric and I also tore that up to make a little shaggy tassel that we're going to tie here. This is one of my favorite ways to use fabric. When you tear it, you get the really fun shabby look with all the fringe. This also goes well with country if you're doing country decor or farmhouse decor, but it's really easy and it works on the majority of most fabrics. So then I'm going to take just a couple pieces of each one of the fabrics, and I'm going to turn it into kind of a tassel. I'm going to use my jute twine and I'm going to tie it around the middle. I left a hole in the middle here, and I'm going to take another piece of the placemat and I'm going to thread that through the hole that is up at the top. And then once I get that threaded through, I'm going to tie it around the top of my bottle, and then this project is complete, and here it is styled in my tiered tray. A while ago on my community tab, I asked you guys what you wanted to see more of, and you guys told me tiered tray decor. So I'm super excited to bring you this tiered tray collaboration with my lovely friend Crafty Leanie that will happen every third Thursday of the month. It's an open challenge, so there'll be lots of creators creating things that you would love to see. So I hope that you will join us. If you're a creator, make sure that you find the information on our community tabs, and let's get back to the video. For this project, I'm calling it a Farmhouse Globe. I picked up this like soccer ball globe at the Goodwill. I believe it was $1.99, and it has these little holes in the top. I'm not really sure what they're for. My kids thought that they might be for pencils. Let me know if you guys know what they're for. But I'm just going to take some spackle from the Dollar Tree and fill in the holes and let that dry. And then I'm going to take it outside and use my spray paint again. So I'm using white and the blue color as a mixture. Again, I spray the white on, I don't let it dry all the way, and then I spray the blue on, and they kind of mix together, and it gives this really cool marble effect. So then I'm going to take my Folk Art white chalk paint and I'm going to dry brush on there. It gives it a really cool marbling look with the dry brushing. You can still see a few of the holes on the top, but we're going to fix that by adding a bow there. So the bottom pedestal part of this globe, I'm going to do the exact same thing using my white chalk paint, and then I'm just going to use my rag and brush that off. So I had some more of the leftover placemat that I'm using as some fabric to make a bow, and I'm just going to glue those together to give it kind of the tail of the bow. And then I created another bow out of this buffalo check fabric that I just tied into a shoelace bow, and I'm going to glue that on top of the tails. And once I have that glued on top of the tails, then we're going to glue it to the top of the globe, and it makes this really fun and unique piece for your tiered tray. Don't be afraid to buy some unique items that you see at thrift stores or garage sales because they can become some really cool tiered tray decor or just decor in general. So here it is styled in my tiered tray. For this project, we're going to create a farmhouse lantern, and I picked up this lantern base at the Goodwill for $1.99. I really liked the color of it, and it went with the color of my other projects for today. So all I'm going to do is give it probably about 2 coats of the white folk art chalk paint, and then I'm going to use that same fabric I've been using along with these pom-poms that came from the edges of some placemats that I used in a previous project, and then some white or cream ribbon I had in my stash. So then I'm going to take a piece of twine and I'm just going to put it into the middle of these ribbons, and I'm going to tie it off kind of like a tassel, but I'm not going to tie it off like at the top like a tassel. I'm just going to tie it here with a knot. And then I'm going to attach these ribbons to the handle of my lantern, and then I'm going to show you guys how it's styled with some flowers in my tiered tray. My flowers just came from the Dollar Tree, so this was a really inexpensive project that gave a lot of like really fun aesthetic to my vignette. So don't be afraid to pick up things that you can use throughout all of your decor. Like this one is something that could be used over and over in several areas. But here it is styled in my tiered tray. For this project, I'm going to take a woven bag and make it with a little bag of flowers. These came in a pack of like 6, and we have this kind of a thrift place that's like an Amazon return store, and that's where I picked it up. The bundle of bags was $5 for all 6 or 8 bags that it came with. So then I took a bundle of flowers just from the Dollar Tree. I cut them apart. You can find these at this time of the year. These are like their spring summer flowers, and I'm just going to add it to this bag, and then I'm going to tie this really tight so that they are in there securely, and then I knot the bag here at the side. And then I'm going to just use a little bit more of the placemat, and I'm going to just make a simple bow to put here in the middle. I just folded it over, took some twine, and I'm folding it or knotting the twine in the middle to pull it tight to give it a really shabby bow, and I'm just going to glue that into the middle. I really like this project. It gives a lot of that French farmhouse feel. It's just very delicate and beautiful. So once you have this tied off, you're going to just hot glue that into the middle, and then here it is styled in my tiered tray. So here's my tiered tray all together. I had a lot of fun with this. I don't shop at Goodwill all that often just because I feel like mine doesn't have a lot of like items that they put out regularly, but so it was fun to do this video shopping only there because I wanted to show you guys that even if you feel like when you thrift it's hard to find things, you can definitely pick up unique items or items that you might think don't go and just give them a little bit of a repurpose, and it can totally fit your style. If you loved today's video, I'm hoping that you will hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. Here are some other videos here at this end screen that you can click on to get some more shabby farmhouse inspiration. And as always, wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start, and I will see you in my next video.